This is the 2025 1D grade problem. It is the competitors. So we have a competitor in a tournament. So we have a competitor class. Each competitor has a name and a rank. We have our constructor. So public competitor initializes the name and the initial rank. A different class is called match. A match is contained of two competitors. And remember, each competitor has a name and a rank. And then our next class is called the round class. So this is a list of the competitors participating. So you're going to have an array list of competitors. So in our round, we're going to have a bunch of names. So this is going to create an array list. And then we're going to build matches. So first thing we have to do round is our string names. So let's look at the very beginning. Notice they already have this array list made for us. Notice it's not equal to anything yet, so that's the example they gave us. So right here, string players are Alex, Ben, and Kara. Alex is player 0, which means they're going to have rank 1. Ben is index 1, so he's going to have rank 2. So all we're doing here is building this new array list of competitors that are going to use these names. Partially, so look at the first thing we location we have to do, previous page. Then the zeroth index or the rank 1 person has a by. Then everybody else is matched up. Created that memory. Part B. Part B is talking about how we're going to create our matches. So here is our competitor list. And notice if our competitor list is even in length, our first 0th person is going to match up to our 3rd person. So rank 1 goes to rank 4, and rank 2 goes to rank 3. If the amount of people we have is odd, which I think might be on. So looking here at the there we go. So here we have public round. We have our competitor list. They had already set it equal to a new array list of competitors. So what we're going to do is traverse the names array and add a new competitor to each position. We have to use a new operator because in the array list, it is competitors, which is an operator. And then we're going to go through and we're going to give our names at position I. And remember, their rank was 1 more than their position. And after we create this competitor, we're just going to add it to the list and then keep going. Okay, so down here I have a little example of what was going on. So imagine if it was even. So if it was even, I'd have these. I would pair the 0th up with the 5th, the 1st to the 4th, the 2nd to the 3rd. So if we call this I equals 0, this would be I equals dot size minus 1, minus I. Okay, remember this length is 6. So size minus 1 minus I, but since I is 0, that goes away. Now, if I is equal to 1, we're going to have dot size minus 1 minus 1. Notice we only have to traverse halfway, because once we are at the halfway point, then you no longer have to keep traversing because they've already been paired up. If it's odd, the first person gets a by. So we'll actually start with index 1. So right here, it's just going to be size minus I, because I is 1 to start with. Originally, I was 0. And again, we're going to kind of only go halfway. So looking at what that looks like, first thing we do is we make our array list of matches called match. If the competitor list is even, we only traverse half of it. And you're going to add a new match and you're going to get competitor list.getI, and then competitor list.get competitor list.I minus 1 minus I. And that's because I have to get that last one. Now, if this was not even, then we're going to divide by 2 plus 1, and then add those other ones, and then we'll return our matches. So this was scored as the following. So part A was worth, 4 points. 1 for traversing with no error bounds, 1 for using the new operator, 1 for noticing that the rank is I plus 1, if I is your index, and then adding it to the array list. So that was worth 4 points. The next piece is worth the rest of the points. So the first point comes from, did you instantiate this new array list or make it? Did you check the difference between even and odd list? Did you traverse your competitor list with no error bounds? Did you call competitor list.getI? And was it completely correct?